All right, so we're on to the syllabus. Now, you're going to be able to find the syllabus in several locations. You'll notice here in Canvas, it's located off to the left-hand side where it says syllabus. So if you go ahead and click on that, you'll notice you get the printed out version right here. But I highly recommend just grab the downloadable version. If you go ahead and click on that, you'll see it'll download. It's a PDF. It should come very quickly. We go ahead and open it. And voila, there is our syllabus. The other place you can find it is if you're in Math.AS. If you scroll down to the written homework, notes, and syllabus, this is where you kind of get all your printouts for the class. So notice the very first option is the syllabus. So we'll go ahead and click on that, and you get the same thing. Doesn't matter where you are, just grab a syllabus. So now let's go through it. Make sure the section number matches your section number. It is an online course, so therefore our room is online. My name is Professor David Dwork. My office phone number is 602-787-6713. You can go ahead and call me at that. That's at the school. So if I am there during normal business hours, Monday through Friday. If I'm not in class, then I'll be there to answer the phone. Or if I'm not working with a student or something of that nature. So you can always leave me a message. I'll get back to you hopefully within a business day. I also recommend that you email me. You can email me at paradisevalley.edu, but I highly recommend if you a quicker contact. I'm a little bit quicker at responding through is if you do it through the Math.AS system. Where you do an Ask Your Teacher. If you send me something through there, it has a flag in my email. It still goes to my regular Paradise Valley email, but it just sends a flag, and I know to look at it and respond very quickly. And it doesn't get mixed in with the plethora of junk emails that come every day. My office location is Q265. Excuse me. So that means in the Q building, room number 265. My office hours for the fall semester should be as follows. If I need to change those, I will post an announcement saying so. But that's the time that I will just be sitting in my office waiting for students to come and get help. So if those times work for you and you need help, please come on in. But you also are always welcome to send me questions, and we can work virtually, have some virtual office hours through Math.AS. Or the Canvas communication, where you can upload pictures of your work, and I'll make videos back, and it'll be a good way. That's a good way of doing it, especially if you can't come in during those hours. The textbook is Business Calculus by Shauna Calloway. It is an ebook. So the nice thing is it's free. So, and you've already logged into Math.AS and you've already done all this through the other videos, so you don't need to worry about that. Let's see, my email, again, you should check your email regularly, the Maricopa email. That is the one you're required to use. I believe that students have the ability to have that set it up so that email will forward to another email address. So if you have a hard time checking that email, just make sure you forward it to an email you check. But all communication I send must go through that email. So that's what I will do. When you contact me, expect a 2 business day response time, but the truth of the matter is I tend to respond significantly faster than that if you write me through Math.AS using the Math.AS system. And even if you don't, I still tend to get back to you significantly faster. I just put that so you don't get mad at me. Let me see. If you have any requests, if you need me to do anything for you, it must be in writing. If you do not do it in writing, I will forget. I'm getting old. So please make sure you send all requests in writing so that way I can get it on my calendar or get it done for you right away. Okay, and if you are sending an email, it always helps if in the subject line you start with MAT212. So that way it hopefully catches my eye and it doesn't get mixed in with the junk mail. You are required for this class to have some kind of notes, some kind of notebook. As you saw, there are notes for you to print and use for this class, so you should be able to put those in your notebook. You are required to have a TI-83 or 84 calculator. If you have anything else, you must clear it with me first, because it will not be allowed in the testing center or by ProctorU unless we clear it first. So you need an A384 calculator. You must have a computer with high-speed internet access because there's a lot of videos and a lot of things to watch. If you do not have access to these three things, you talk to me. We need to figure out a plan for you. If you would like to buy a calculator, please buy an 83 TI 83 Plus or 84 Plus. If you do not have a calculator, the school will rent you one in the Q building for $15 for the whole semester. So that's your decision if you'd rather rent one or buy one, or if you already have one, then great. So as for the course description, I'll let you guys go ahead and read this on your own. Just note the prerequisites are MAT 150, 151, 152, or MAT 187, or some other kind of class that meets those same requirements you could have tested in, something of that nature. The course competencies right now, they kind of are gibberish to you because it's a lot of calculus terminology. So note, this is what we will learn by the end of the class, so you can go ahead and essentially use this as a checklist to say studying for your final exam. What do I need to be able to do? One thing I will point out though is you'll notice there's a lot of real world applications. That's everybody's favorite, word problems. You need to be able to do word problems. Don't skip over them. And if you've struggled in the past, talk to me. We might need to make a plan for you, because word problems are incredibly important. Expectations of you. Now, this is a very intense online course. Typically the Board of Regents has established that a student must spend a minimum of 2 hours in preparation outside of class for each hour inside of class. But because this is an online course, there is no in class. So essentially, you should be expecting to spend at minimum now I will say it's not 20. That's for summer school. The pace of this email, this syllabus I created was for summer school. That shouldn't say 20 there. That should say 9. So your syllabus will have the correct number there. So the key here is a minimum of 9 hours per week to stay on pace with this course. If you do not have 9 hours a week, at minimum 9 hours a week, you may want to reevaluate if you want to take this course right now. This is a hard math class, and online, not online, it still requires the same amount of time. It's going to be time consuming. So please make sure you have 9 hours a week at minimum. I would say realistically, somewhere between 9 hours and 12 hours would be what you should be spending. Anything more than 12 hours, again, you should probably talk to me and we can try to figure out why it's taking you more than 12 hours. But that's where it should be. And remember, this time should not just be doing homework. You should be reading the book. You should be watching the videos that I've made for you. You should be taking your notes on those videos, doing Math AS homework, etc., etc. Doing the homework out of the book, everything we've talked about. And then plus just studying, going over old assignments, talking to me, doing office hours, me sending you extra practice problems and things. So just about 9 to 12 hours a week. Let me see. You are expected to take notes. You're expected to use the notes that I've created for you. If I may ask you to send me pictures or upload pictures of your notes. So please actually do those things. Don't think you're going to be able to skip over watching those videos. Sometimes I will not help you unless you have watched those videos. Teacher evaluations. Evaluations are very important to me. Somewhere throughout the course, I will send you a link to a Poll Daddy where you can do evaluations for me. There's also an evaluation that you'll send in through the school, which I will send you a link for that as well. They do that for all online courses. So please do your evaluations. Take them seriously, because I do, and it's you guys are the best source of feedback I can get. So please use those evals. Attendance. Attendance is hard in an online course because I don't see you every class, and I know you all have your own schedules. So here's the deal. Any student who does not log in to Math AS or Canvas for a calendar week may be withdrawn from the class. So it doesn't mean I will withdraw you from the class, but if you've disappeared for a week, that's pretty significant. So I will look at what you're doing, looking at your work, and see how you're progressing, and I will either withdraw you with a W or a Y. Or I will, of course, I try to contact you first and find out if there's something going on and something I can help you with, find out why you're not logging in. But nonetheless, just be aware of that. You're expected to log in at least once Sunday through Wednesday to watch lessons and read your chapters and do that kind of thing. And then you need to log in after Wednesday, from Wednesday to Sunday, to complete your homework and whatnot. Again, it's not a steadfast, I'm going to withdraw you if you don't do that, but that's my expectations, and I start getting nervous if I have seen you haven't logged in at all. If you're planning on doing everything one day out of the week, that's really just not a good way of doing math, and it's really not going to be, I've never seen a student actually be successful unless they were repeating the course. If you've taken the material before, you've seen the material before, you may be able to get away with that, but math takes time to absorb. You need to take time to let it sink in. So if you're not logging in multiple times throughout the week and doing work and watching videos, you're probably not going to be successful. So make sure you have time. One of the key things to being successful in anything is time. And being realistic with your amount of time you have set aside. Electronics policies, pretty straightforward. Just you can use anything that you would like. This is an online course. Use anything you would like to learn. But remember, the midterm and final are proctored, and they will only allow you to use your TI calculators and scratch paper. So therefore, it's highly recommended you study how you test. Every study I've read on this topic has shown that you will do better on your tests if you study how you're going to test. So when you are doing your homework, it's highly recommended to put your notes away. Don't have extra websites out. Don't have whatever going on where music playing in the background, because you can't have that during your midterm and final. Study how you test. Have your TI calculator. Have your paper. If you need to look at your notes, great, look at your notes. Then close them up and go back to doing your homework. That's how you'll know if you really understand the material or not. Okay, academic dishonesty, aka cheating. Anything that you do that could be interpreted as academic dishonesty will receive a 0 score on that assignment. I don't have to catch you. I just need to have anything suspicious going on. So don't answer your cell phone during the middle of a test. Don't go to extra websites or different websites during the middle of a test. Just that kind of thing. Even though it was just Yahoo and you were looking up the news for the day. No, wait till after your test. Don't do things that are considered shady. If you're in the testing center and someone needs a calculator, a pencil, eraser, or something, let them go get it from the testing center. You do not need to be nice. Be mean. Be the worst mean person ever. Do not share. Okay? Just don't do anything that could be considered cheating. If you have a disability, please let me know ASAP so we can make accommodations for you. If you think you have a disability, you may want to talk to the Disability Resource Center and get tested, whatnot. But the key thing is, I can't do anything for you unless your disability has been registered with these people. So get on top of that. Go ahead and call them, visit them, get your paperwork turned in, whatever the process is, so I can accommodate and do anything I possibly can to help you be successful, because that's my goal. Where do you go for help if you need help? We have two tutoring centers on PVCC campus. One is located in the Q building. It's essentially right. It's where the testing center is, so it'd be good to familiarize yourself with that anyway, if you're planning on taking your tests there, your midterm and your final. And then we also have one in the E building. It's right across from the library. And then, of course, the third place that's not listed here is my office. Please, no one knows the material better than I, at least how I want it taught. And then also virtual office hours. Please don't forget to email me questions and whatnot. I would love to help you. There also are a few websites, online academic support, that I really am a big fan of. Of course, the Ask My Teacher. You get a hold of me right away. The Math AS videos that are on each of the problems. You can go ahead and watch those. But also, there's this gentleman here named Patrick JMT. He has a website that has a collection of short videos. Now, the challenge here is finding the videos, because you'll see he has, I don't know, 2 or 3. So you might want to use up here I believe if I go across the top here, we'll find calculus. Let's see, maybe not. Oh yeah, there it is, calculus. So you can see it's broken down. This gets us to an area. So you may need to catch which keyword you're trying to find to get a video on it, to see if you can get a little bit of extra help. And then the key one, my favorite one, the one I love the most out of all of these, is not Patrick JMT, even though he's awesome. James Sousa. His videos rock. Now, the key thing to him is understanding what you see. You'll notice this video here is on the quotient rule. Now, the next one is EX, which means this is an example of using the quotient rule. So the first one would be like a lesson. So if you watched my lesson and you said, hey, that didn't quite stick for me, that didn't quite work, well, here you go. Here's another place where you can go watch a different teacher teaching the same concept. And then examples, examples, examples. How I recommend using examples is when you start the video, see what the problem is, and then pause the video, try to do it yourself, then unpause the video and see if you got it right, see if you did it the same way. And nonetheless, that's kind of how I recommend using those materials. All right, so moving along. Grading for the class, you'll see homework and the daily assignments is 10% of your grade. Projects, quizzes, group solves, midterms, so essentially all your tests, all that kind of stuff makes up 45% of your grade, and the final exam is 45% of your grade. So really truthfully, you have to do well on the final to pass the class. So, and that's one of the reasons why it's a proctored exam. And then that midterm is also going to be a very large amount of points. We'll talk about that as we get closer to it. But typically in the past, how I do it is tests, like chapter tests, smaller tests are 100 points. The proctor and midterm is about 500 points, and the final exam would be about 500 points. Or it'd probably be about 700 points, 800 points. So you have to do well in those two proctored tests to be able to pass the class. The other ones are there just to kind of help support your grade, help build it up. So if you do miss a problem or two on the midterms, it's not devastating, or the final, it's not going to make you fail the class. But you have to do well on those two proctored exams. Plagiarism. This is math. I don't know. Don't photocopy other people's work. I don't know. It's pretty simple in math. Homework. The homework again is all the deadlines in MathAS are posted in MathAS. They're always due at 11:59 p.m. So they're always due right at midnight, whatever day it's listed. So there shouldn't be any confusion about when you thought it was due. Just the date, that whatever date it shows at midnight. And what was I going to say? And for you guys, since we're not, everything we're going to do is going to have a Sunday deadline. So everything will open on a Sunday and close on a Sunday. So you're going to get a full, 8 days to do every assignment. It's a little better than my in person. They only get a full 6 days to work on everything. So you can kind of ignore the idea here because it's due one week from, but it's everything's going to be Sunday nights. Again, I talked about this in the homework section, but if you want help, you must help on a homework problem. You must upload a picture of your work. It's very important to me. You're doing your work on paper, nice and neat, just like you would if you're doing the problem for me in class. And then upload that picture, and then use the Ask My Teacher and attach that picture using the Ask My Teacher in MathAS. And then I will respond with a video kind of showing you what you did wrong. Let me see. For your protection, keep anything you do that's on paper, keep it just in case something crazy occurs. Knock on wood, nothing's happened yet, but just in case, always keep everything so you have your paper. So if I say, hey, your work somehow got corrupted from your midterm, can you upload those papers for me again? You'll have them. Okay. Makeup exams, you cannot make up anything that is past due unless you've arranged with me prior to the due date that you would need a makeup. So you are going on a cruise or doing something. Well, let's talk about it and see what we can work out so you don't miss a deadline. Quizzes and tests and whatnot. Again, you can ignore that they're given in the last few minutes of class. They're going to be given, so how you can interpret that is they're going to be given in the last section of the class, meaning you're supposed to log in Monday through Wednesday, and then Wednesday through Sunday, they'll be posted the Wednesday through Sunday portion. So they'll go up on Wednesday nights, and or sometime Wednesday. So you'll have to get them in your second portion of the week. So there you go. So your quizzes and tests will pop up then, and you'll be able to do them. Your midterm and final exam, again, ProctorU or in the PVCC Testing Center. If ProctorU, last time I looked, the lowest fee was $25, but again, check with them. They can change those prices in there at any time. I do not give extra credit, so please do not ask. The only time I will give extra credit is for doing your teacher evaluations. I'll throw through a few points your way. And on tests, every once in a while, I will make one problem on them, extra credit. But I will not give you an assignment saying, hey, I got really close to passing the class. Can I do an extra assignment to pass it? No extra credit like that. Okay, so please don't ask. It just makes everything uncomfortable for you and for me. Withdraws. All right, so here's the deal. You have the ability to withdraw from the class on your own ability, but it must be done before the 45th day of class. That date can be found in your my.maricopa.edu portal. You don't need to ask me. You don't need to get my permission. You just log in and you do it, and you'll get your withdraw with a W. Anything that's after the 45th day, you have to ask my permission. And here's my policy. I will withdraw you from the class only if you have a 90% or higher on your homework grade in Math AS. So that to me tells me you've been trying, you've been really working hard, and for some reason something came up and you still just can't make it. Okay, I'll give you your W. If you have less than a 90% homework, then I will not give it to you. You will get I'll give you a Y, which it counts as a withdrawal, but it's a withdrawal while failing. So in your GPA, it counts as a 0, just like an F. Or you'll get your F in the class if you just want to stop participating. So that's the key. Make sure you know what that 45th day is, and you have 45 days to determine whether or not this class is working for you, whether or not I'm working for you as a professor. And let me know, or you don't have to let me know. I don't know, just withdraw. So there's your key date on withdrawing is the 45th day. Now, the reason why I feel like every student should be able to get a 90% or higher on the homework is because you get unlimited attempts. So if you are trying and you have unlimited attempts, it's not like you get locked out after 3 tries, and you're doing Ask My Teachers and you're getting help, you should be able to get a 90% on homework, no matter what. Okay? So next comes a tentative schedule. This is the schedule we're going to try and stick by. Things may need to move, especially given that this is the first time I'm teaching this class online, so we'll see how this goes. But here's the idea. During the first week, we should be doing the intro section, which is chapter 1. It's the homework and whatever. It's not graded. You can watch the videos, don't watch the videos. You can do that's the chapter 1 is just literally review material, everything you should have learned up to this point in math. So I highly recommend do all of it. Make sure you remember everything, but it's not graded. Okay, then you're going to start chapter 2.1 and 2.2. That is graded. That homework, just to remind you, that homework, there are no additional practice problems because you should do everything. But you're going to find those in the sections in the book. And to remind you, here we'll go. So here we go. So here's the chapter 2. This is the first stuff that counts. You'll notice it here. It says chapter 1 review, not graded, but you can go through and do every single section. Highly recommend it. But on to the graded stuff. Section 2.1. When we grab it, okay, when we go into the section here, you will see there are 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. There are problems at the end of the section, which I would say you need to do every single one of them. Every single one of them. There's not that many. And then you check your work using the odd answers from the book materials, not the book materials, from the, here we go. You'll see it's the section written homework notes and syllabus. So when we go down here, odd answers to book problems, chapter 2 answers. So you're going to go ahead and use those. Then your graded homework is from the section 2.1. Here we are, where these are the problems you're going to have to do, and you're going to have to get 90% or higher to maintain my good graces in the course. Notice unlimited attempts. If you happen to see anything that doesn't say unlimited attempts, it's either because it's true false, where you might get 2 attempts and hopefully you can get true false right, or 2 on 2 attempts, or it's a typo in my settings, and just let me know and I'll change it to unlimited attempts. Those kind of things, those kind of gremlins sneak up every once in a while. Okay, so 2.1, 2.2 homework, that's week 1, week 2, week 3. Notice we have a week to take a break. This is a week just to review, just to go back, just to look over, make sure you understood everything that you were covering. And we're going to take our test and then go on to chapter 2.9. And then notice we're going to carry over 2.9, so that one will get a little bit longer due date, and 2.11. So because 2.9 is a kind of a rough section, so that's why I want to make sure we start it early and keep working on it. Then 2.11. Then we have our first proctored midterm. That's popping up. What is that? October 11th. So what that means is it's due October 11th. It will be available. Let's bring up the calendar. It's due October 11th, so therefore it will be available the week before it. So you'll have from Monday the 5th through October 11th to take your midterm. So the testing center, though, was only open on Monday through Friday, so you'll have to do it the 5th through the 9th. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we get into the testing center to do it there. If you have to do it using ProctorU or online, then you have through the 11th to take your test. Okay. Let's see. So I hope that helps. And again, this is just tentative. These dates may change depending how we progress through the class, but take a look, take a gander, and try to make sure you have some time October 11th through that week of October 11th and through the week of December 6th to take your midterm and your final. Okay, so that's it for the syllabus. So I hope I've answered all your syllabus questions. I just also want to make sure I mention, if you wanted a print copy of the textbook, I don't remember if I mentioned this in the other videos, so I'll mention it now. Those can be ordered at a website called lulu.com. So if you go ahead and go to Lulu, and when you search the bookstore, you can literally just type in my last name, Dwork, and it should come up with 2 textbooks. Now, a little bit of deductive thinking. One of them is called, I don't know, whatever, but it's kind of crazy and it's not in English. The other one is called Business Calculus, and you'll notice this is Brief Calculus for Paradise Valley Community College MAT213. Just so you know, MAT213 and MAT212 are both the same course. They're just, one is faster than the other. So if you would like to purchase the course, purchase a hard copy of the textbook, this is where you can do it. No profit is, I do not make anything off of this. It's just a place where you can order a free textbook, not a free textbook, but you can order a hard copy of the textbook. But because the textbook is OER, it's Open Educational Resource, you had access to it just through MathAS. So you are absolutely more than welcome to print it yourself. You can print it off your printer. You can print only pages you want. You can suck it into an Adobe Reader. They're just, and anything that can read Adobe files, PDF files. So feel free to bring it on your tablets, mark it up on your tablets, whatever you would like to do. I just want to make sure I mention, if you would like a hard copy paper version, go ahead and order it through them. And you'll notice that the fee for the book is nominal. It's just their printing charges. I have no control over that, other than I just set my profits to 0. Okay. I believe that is it for the syllabus. If you have any other questions, please go ahead and email me or give me a call in my office. Take care. Have a great day.